First house gave me a Snickers bar, fun size. The wrapper crinkled in my hand the wrong way, too stiff, like plastic had been frozen and formed too many times. I dropped it in my pillowcase and moved to the next house. A woman dressed as a witch answered, dumped a handful of candy in the bag. I looked down. 5 Snickers bars, all identical, same fun size, same 2 stiff wrappers. "Did you only have Snickers?" I asked. She looked confused. "I gave you Smarties, sweetie." I looked again. All Snickers. I could see them clearly. She was staring at my bag with a smile, like she saw something different. Third house. Old man gave me what looked like a Tootsie Roll. I watched it fall into my bag. When I looked down, Snickers. Another one. My pillowcase was getting heavier. I lifted it. Felt like it weighed 20 pounds. But when I looked inside, only 7 Snickers bars. 7 small candy bars shouldn't weigh 20 pounds. I kept walking. Every house, they're dropping candy. Milky Ways, Skittles, M&Ms. I'd watch them fall. But in my bag, only Snickers. The pile was growing. 10, 20, 50. The bag weighed so much I could barely lift it, but it looked half empty. My arms ached, my shoulders burned. I tried to drop some out, reached into the bag. The Snickers bars felt warm, wet, like flesh. I dropped one. It hit the sidewalk and I heard it. A sound like meat hitting pavement. The wrapper split. Inside wasn't chocolate. It was red, dark red. It pulsed. I looked at my hand. My fingers were wrong, stiff. I held them up to the streetlight. My pinky finger was a Snickers bar, not shaped like one. It was one, wrapped. The wrapper read Snickers in that familiar brown and blue font, but it was attached to my hand. It bent when I tried to move it, and I felt it. Felt the chocolate inside compressing, the caramel stretching. I screamed, tried to pull the wrapper off. It wouldn't tear. It was my skin. My ring finger started changing. The flesh went brown, solid. The wrapper printed itself on the surface, letters appearing like a rash. I ran. My bag swung heavy against my legs. Each step sent pain through my shoulders. The pillowcase weighed 50 pounds, 100, more. I passed the car, caught my reflection in the window. My mouth was sewed shut. Thick black stitches crisscrossed my lips. I hadn't felt it happen, but when I tried to scream again, my lips didn't move, couldn't move. Both hands were Snickers bars now, wrapped, solid. I couldn't bend my fingers anymore, just stiff chocolate digits that cracked when I tried to make a fist. The bag was too heavy, I had to drag it. The pillowcase scraped against concrete. I looked back. It was full, overflowing. Hundreds of Snickers bars, thousands, all identical, all pulsing slightly, like breathing. My arms went next. Brown spread up from my wrist. Wrappers printed themselves on my skin. I watched my forearms become candy bars, the joints fusing, the bones inside turn into chocolate and caramel and nugget. I couldn't feel my legs anymore, couldn't tell if they were still there or if they'd changed too. My vision was going dark at the edges, not black, brown, chocolate brown. I collapsed on someone's lawn, tried to call for help. The stitches held, my sewed mouth wouldn't open. I heard footsteps, kids, trick-or-treaters. A group of them stopped, looked down at me. "Whoa, what's in the bag?" One of them opened my pillowcase. "Dude, jackpot, it's all full-size Snickers. Are you serious? Grab some." They reached in, started taking the candy bars, but they weren't taking from the bag. I felt it, felt pieces of me being pulled away, felt my chest being unwrapped, felt my ribs being bitten into. This one's warm. Weird. Still tastes good. They kept taking pieces, kept eating me, and I couldn't scream because my mouth was sewed shut. Couldn't move because my limbs were solid chocolate. Couldn't do anything but feel them consuming me, one fun-sized piece at a time. The last thing I saw before my eyes went brown and hard was a little girl in a princess costume. She was holding my finger, the Snickers bar that used to be my finger. She unwrapped it carefully, bit into it, smiled. This is the best candy I've ever had. I'm still here, still on this lawn, still being taken, piece by piece, by every trick-or-treater who finds the bag. They think they're taking candy. They're not. They're taking me. And the worst part, I feel every bite, every chew, every swallow, and I'm still so heavy. Doorbell rang at 6:47 p.m. I opened the door with my bowl of candy, smiling. A kid stood on the porch, maybe 9 years old, skeleton costume, white face paint, holding a pillowcase. "Trick or treat," he said. His voice was flat, no excitement, no inflection, just words. I dropped 2 pieces of candy in his bag. He didn't move, just stood there, staring at me through his face paint. His eyes didn't blink. "Happy Halloween," I said. I started closing the door. He didn't leave, just stood there, bag open, staring. I closed the door, went back to the living room. My daughter called from upstairs. "Who was that?" "Just a trick-or-treater. Kind of weird kid though." The doorbell rang. I opened it. The same kid, same skeleton costume, same position, like he'd never moved. "Trick or treat," he said, same flat tone. "I already gave you candy." He held out his bag, empty. I looked closer. His face paint was perfect, too perfect, not smudged at all, and his eyes, they still hadn't blinked, not once. I dropped 2 more pieces in his bag. He stood there. "Okay, you need to go now," I said. He didn't move. I closed the door, locked it this time. The doorbell rang immediately. I looked through the peephole. Same kid, same position. I didn't open it. The doorbell rang again, and again, and again. Constant ringing. I covered my ears. My daughter came downstairs. "Dad, why don't you just answer it?" "I did, 3 times. It's the same kid and he won't leave." She looked at me like I was crazy. The doorbell kept ringing. "Just give him more candy and tell him to stop," she said. I opened the door, ready to yell, ready to tell this kid to get lost. He was inside my house, not at the door, inside, standing in the foyer, 6 feet from me. I hadn't seen him move, hadn't heard the door open. He was just there. "How did you?" I backed away. "Get out! Now!" He held out his bag, empty. My daughter walked past me. "Just give him candy, Dad, jeez." She dropped candy from her own bag into his. He didn't react, didn't say thank you, just stood there. His bag stayed empty even though I just watched candy fall into it. "Sarah, get away from him," I said. She turned to me. "Who?" "That kid, right there." She looked at the space where he stood, looked right through him. "Dad, there's nobody there. Are you okay?" He took a step closer towards me, bag still open, still empty. I ran to the kitchen, grabbed my phone, called 911. 911, what's your emergency?" "There's a kid in my house. He won't leave. He's just standing there and..." "Sir, is this child in danger? Are you threatening a child?" "No, he broke in. He's in my house and my daughter can't see him and..." The kid was in the kitchen now. I hadn't heard him walk. He just appeared, closer, face paint perfect, eyes not blinking, bag open. I dropped the phone, ran to the living room. My daughter was looking at photo albums. "Sarah, we need to leave, now!" "In a minute, I'm just looking at baby photos." She held one up. "Who's this?" It was a photo of her as a toddler. "That's you, sweetie." "No, it's not. I don't know this kid." My blood went cold. "Sarah, that's you. That's..." I grabbed the album, flicked through it. Every photo of Sarah, our family photos, her first day at school, her birthday parties. But I couldn't remember her face clearly enough. Couldn't remember how old she was. Couldn't remember. The skeleton kid was in the living room now, right next to Sarah. She didn't see him, didn't react. He held out his bag. It was filling now, not with candy, with something invisible, something I couldn't see but could feel being pulled out of me. My memories. He was taking my memories. I looked at the wall, photos in frames, but the faces were blurring. I couldn't make out who they were anymore. My wife's face, my daughter's face, all becoming indistinct, like looking at people through frosted glass. "Who are you?" I said. Sarah looked up from the album. "I'm..." She stopped, frowned. "I don't remember." The skeleton kid's bag was half full now, full of nothing, full of everything, full of us. I tried to remember my name, couldn't. Tried to remember where I was. This was my house, my home, but I couldn't remember living here. Couldn't remember buying it. Couldn't picture my bedroom or kitchen or my... I looked at the kitchen. Had I been in there before? It looked unfamiliar. The photos on the wall were blank now, just empty frames with nothing inside. "Who are you?" I asked the girl sitting on the couch. "I don't know," she said. She looked scared. "Where am I?" The skeleton kid's bag was full now. He pulled the drawstring closed, turned towards the door, walked towards it, opened it. Dozens more kids were standing on my porch, all in costumes, all holding bags, all with that same flat expression. They came inside, walked past me like I didn't exist, spread throughout the house, opening bags, waiting. I felt myself getting lighter, emptier, like I was being poured out, like everything that made me a person was being scooped away. I don't remember my name anymore, don't remember if I ever had one, don't remember why I'm in this house or who these people are around me. There's a girl on the couch, she's crying. I don't know why, don't know who she is. There are children everywhere, in costumes, holding bags, taking something I can't see. The doorbell is ringing, more of them are coming, always more. I should answer the door. That's what you do on Halloween, answer the door, give them what they want. But I don't remember what they want anymore, don't remember what any of this means. The skeleton kid is at the door again. His bag is empty, he holds it open, trick or treat. I reach out, try to give him something, but my hands pass through him, or he passes through me. I can't tell anymore. Can't remember what's real, can't remember anything. Just the door, just the ringing, just the bags, just the emptiness, forever. I was 17, too old for trick-or-treating but doing it anyway because Maya dared me. One last time, for old time's sake. So I grabbed an old zombie costume from the basement and hit the neighborhood. Visited every house on my street. One house left, end of the cul-de-sac. Overgrown yard, windows dark except for one porch light that buzzed and flickered. I almost skipped it, but I'd committed. Last house, last Halloween, might as well finish. I walked up the cracked driveway. The grass was waist high, the porch stairs groaned under my weight. I knocked. Nothing. I turned to leave. The door opened, and a woman stood there, tiny, bent, wearing a dress that looked like it was from the 1940s. Her eyes were milky white, but she looked at me like she could see me perfectly. "Oh," her voice cracked with joy. "My first trick-or-treater in 40 years. Come in, dear. I have so much candy." "That's okay. I should..." No, it's all in the basement. I'll need help bringing it up. Please. It's been so long since I've had visitors." Something about her voice, desperate, lonely, and I felt bad. 40 years without trick-or-treaters. That was sad. "Sure," I said. "I can help." I followed her inside. The house smelled like dust and something else, something sweet rotten. The wallpaper was peeling, furniture covered in sheets. She led me to a basement door, pulled it open, stairs descended into darkness. "It's all down there," she said. "I have so much. Go ahead. I'll turn on the lights." I stepped down. 1 stair, 2, 3. The smell got stronger, sweet rotten, sour, like meat left in the sun. The light clicked on. I saw the walls, costumes, hundreds of them, covering every surface, hanging from the ceiling, arranged on the walls like preserved butterflies. But not just costumes, old costumes, Victorian dresses, tiny dresses for children, 1920s sailor suits, 1950s cowboy outfits, 1980s cartoon character costumes, different decades, different eras, all arranged perfectly, all empty. "Pick which one you wore best," the old woman said. She was at the top of the stairs now, silhouetted against the light. I don't understand." "Of course you do. You've been here before, every Halloween. You just forget. That's part of it." I walked closer to the costumes. They all had name tags, handwritten. I saw one, Jacob, 1987, vampire. My name, Jacob. But I was born in 2006. How could... Another tag, Jacob, 1952, ghost. Another, Jacob, 2019, zombie. This one was recent, 3 years ago, but I don't remember. Wait, I had been a zombie 3 years ago, for like 10 minutes. Then I changed my mind, decided zombies were too overdone, went as a vampire instead. But the costume said zombie. I touched it. The fabric felt real, cold. I lifted the tag, read the back. Worn, 11:47 p.m. to 11:53 p.m. 6 minutes. I'd only worn that costume for 6 minutes, in my bedroom, before changing. How did she have it? I looked at more costumes, found dozens with my name. Years I couldn't have lived. 1943, 1898, 1776, all with Jacob on the tag. "You've been visiting me for a very long time," the old woman said. "Different lives, different years, but always the same name, always the same face, always the last house." I turned to run. She was standing in front of me now, faster than she should have been able to move. "Look at the costume you're wearing now," she said. I looked down. I was wearing a zombie costume, but I couldn't remember putting it on. Couldn't remember my original costume. What had I been wearing? A pirate? A ghost? Nothing. Blank. "The costume chooses itself," she said, "based on what you wore before, based on all the times you've been here. It remembers even when you don't." I tried to pull it off. The zipper was gone. No seams, just fabric that went all the way around. I yanked at it, my skin moved with it, because it wasn't a costume anymore. It was my skin. "Every Halloween you visit me," she said, "every Halloween you add to the collection. Every Halloween you forget. And next year you come back. Different age, different life. Always the same. Always mine." I ran for the stairs. She didn't stop me. I took them two at a time, first through the basement door into the basement. I was at the bottom of the stairs, looking up. The old woman stood at the top. "You can't leave until you choose," she said. "Which costume did you wear best? Which version of yourself do you want to be? Pick one, or wear them all." The costumes were moving now, floating on the walls, drifting towards me. Empty sleeves reaching, empty pant legs walking. No bodies inside them, just the costumes themselves, living, wanting. They surrounded me, dozens of them, a Victorian dress wrapped around my left arm, a cowboy vest pressed against my chest, a ghost sheet draped over my shoulders. I felt them merging, felt them seeping into my skin, becoming part of me. All the costumes I've ever worn, all the versions of myself, all the Halloweens I couldn't remember, all layering, all combining. I tried to scream, my mouth filled with fabric, Victorian lace, satin from the 1940s, polyester from the 1980s, all stuffing themselves into my throat, all trying to be worn. The old woman smiled. "That's it. Become the collection. Become all of it. Every costume, every year, every Halloween forever." I can't move anymore. I'm standing in the basement. The costumes have stopped moving. They've settled. They're still. They're me. I'm on the wall now, with all the others, arranged perfectly. Name tag at my feet, Jacob, 2023, everything. And I'll be here next Halloween, when Jacob visits, when he knocks on the last house, when he comes down to the basement, when he sees himself on the wall, when he tries to remember, when he forgets, when he becomes the collection, like I did, like he always does. The old woman is turning off the light. "See you next year," she said. "You always come back." The darkness is comfortable. The costumes are quiet. I'm every version of myself I've ever been. All at once. All the time. All Halloween. Forever. Marcus's werewolf costume was incredible. Full body fur suit with animatronic claws that move when he flexed his fingers. His dad had spent $300 on it. "Dude, you're gonna win every contest tonight," I said. We've been trick-or-treating for an hour. Our group, me as a vampire, Sarah as a witch, Marcus as the werewolf, Tom in a cheap zombie makeup kit. Marcus kept scratching. "His finger's itchy." "It's just a fair rubbing," Sarah said. "You'll get used to it." But he didn't stop, kept digging his claws, the fake claws, into his arm, into his sides, leaving red marks. By the 8th house, he was walking funny. "The feet are weird," he said, "like they're not bending right." "Maybe just take them off," I suggested. "Can't, they're attached to the legs. I'd have to take off the whole costume." "So take it off." "Nah, I paid too much for it. I'll deal." 3 more houses and he dropped to all 4s. "This is better," he said. His voice sounded different, raspier. "The costume fits better this way." We laughed. He was really committing to the bit, walking on his hands and feet like an actual wolf, even panting. "Marcus, you're gonna ruin your hands," Sarah said. He didn't respond, just kept walking. His movement looked natural, too natural. like he'd been walking on all fours his whole life. Tom started complaining around house 15. My face itches, this makeup is cheap shit. He scratched at his cheek, the zombie makeup smeared, but underneath, his skin looked grey, actually grey, not painted, just naturally colourless. Tom, are you okay? I asked. Yeah, why? Your skin looks what? I didn't answer, because I wasn't sure what I was seeing. The makeup was coming off, but the greyness wasn't. It stayed, spread, like his actual skin was turning grey. Sarah's hat kept sliding down. My head is shrinking, she laughed. Or the hat's getting bigger, something's weird. Marcus stopped walking, lifted his head, sniffed the air. Do you smell that? Smell what? I said. Like fear. I can smell fear. His voice was deeper now, guttural. I can smell everything. Your sweat, your candy, your blood. Dude, you're taking this way too seriously, Tom said, but his voice was slurred, like his tongue wasn't working right. I looked at him. His lips were rotting, actually rotting, flesh peeling away, teeth visible through holes in his cheeks. Tom, your face, what about it? He touched his cheek. His finger went through, into the hole, into his mouth. He didn't seem to feel it. Sarah's nose was growing, lengthening, curving, turning green. Her witch nose wasn't a prosthetic anymore. It was growing out of her face, real cartilage, real skin. Guys, I think something's wrong with our costumes, I said. Marcus stood up on two legs, but his legs were wrong, bent backwards at the knee, like a dog's legs. The fur wasn't a suit anymore. It was growing. I could see individual hair sprouting, spreading, covering skin that wasn't covered before. I don't want to be a werewolf anymore, Marcus said, but his voice was barely human, mostly growl. I want to take it off. Help me take it off. We tried. Sarah and I grabbed the fur at his shoulders, pulled. It didn't budge, because there was no seam, no zipper, no costume, just fur, just Marcus with fur, Marcus covered in fur, Marcus becoming fur. It won't come off, Sarah screamed. Her voice was changing too, getting higher, crazier. She laughed and it sounded wrong, manic, like a witch's crackle but real. Tom was pulling at his face. The grey flesh came off in chunks. He didn't bleed, just kept pulling, kept removing pieces of himself. I'm rotting, he said. I'm rotting, but I'm still awake. Why am I still awake? I looked down at my hands. My vampire costume had cheap plastic bangs that clipped onto my real teeth. But I could feel them now, feel them in my jaw, growing, pushing down from my gums, real fangs, real bone and enamel and nerve. My skin was pale, too pale. I touched my neck, no pulse, no heartbeat. We need to go home, I said. We need help. Marcus was on all fours again. He wouldn't stand up anymore, couldn't stand up. His spine was curved, reformed. He tried to talk, but only growls came out. His face was pushing forward, elongating into a snout. His eyes were yellow. Marcus, Sarah whispered. He looked at her, and I saw it. He didn't recognize us anymore. He saw prey, just prey. He ran, just bolted on all fours, fast, impossibly fast. Disappeared into the darkness between street lights. Tom sat down on the sidewalk, pulled off his arm. It came off easy, like it was already dead. He held it in his other hand, stared at it. I can't feel it anymore, he said. I can't feel anything, and I can't remember my name. What's my name? Tom, I said. Your name is Tom. No, he shook his head. Piece of his scalp flaked off. That's not right. I don't have a name. I'm already dead. I've been dead. I am dead. Sarah's fingers were growing, elongating, the nails turning black and sharp. Her skin was actually turning green. The witch nose was fully real now. Her laugh was getting worse, constant, manic. She kept laughing and couldn't stop. I know secrets, she said between laughs. I know all the secrets. I know how you die. Want me to tell you? I'll tell you. Everyone dies screaming. Everyone dies alone. Everyone dies and becomes their costume forever. Ha 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 ha. I ran, left them there. Tom pulling himself, Sarah laughing and laughing. Marcus somewhere in the darkness hunting things that weren't fast enough. I ran home, burst through the door. My mum looked up. Oh honey, you're home early. She stopped, stared at my face. What's happened to your teeth? I felt them, the fangs, fully grown now, long, sharp. I could feel them pressing against my bottom lip. Something's wrong with my costume, I said. It won't come off. What costume? She looked confused. You're not wearing a costume. I looked down. I was wearing a t-shirt, jeans, normal clothes. My skin was dead pale. My fingernails were sharp, black. My reflection in the hallway mirror. I looked like a vampire, not dressed as one. I was one. Mum, what was I wearing when I left? She thought, frowned. I don't remember. Were you wearing something? I was a vampire. I had a costume, a cape and... No, honey, you went out in normal clothes. Are you feeling okay? You look really pale. I don't remember what I looked like before. My normal face, my normal skin. Couldn't. The memories were fuzzy, like trying to remember a dream. I went to my room, looked in the mirror. Pale skin, red eyes, fangs. I tried to remember my human face. Nothing. Just this. Just a vampire. I tried to sleep but couldn't. The sun coming from my window hurt. Burned. I closed the blinds, pulled the curtains, hid in the darkness. When night came, I felt better, stronger, hungry. So hungry. I went downstairs. My mum was making dinner. The smell of cooking meat made me nauseous. But the smell of her blood, her pulse, that smelled good, that smelled right. I got closer. She turned, smiled, didn't see the fangs, didn't see my eyes, didn't see what I'd become. Dinner will be ready soon, sweetie. I don't remember my name anymore. Don't remember what I looked like before Halloween. Don't remember anything except the hunger, the darkness, the need. I saw Marcus yesterday, or something that used to be Marcus, running on all fours through the woods, hunting deer. He's fully wolf now, no human left. Sarah lives in the old burned house at the edge of town. I hear her laughing sometimes at night, that same manic cackle. People avoid that house now, say it's haunted. Tom is in the cemetery. I see him sometimes, walking between graves. He's fully dead now, just shambling, just rotting. He doesn't speak anymore, doesn't remember, just exists, undead, forever. And me? I'm writing this in the darkness of my room. The sun will rise soon and I'll have to hide again, have to sleep, have to wait for night. I can't remember what I looked like before. Can't remember my face, my human face. Can't remember anything except the costume. The costume that isn't a costume anymore. The costume that never comes off. Because we became what we dressed as. And will be this way forever. One night a year you pretend to be a monster. But what if the pretending stopped? What if you just are? We kept passing the same house, blue siding, white trim, porch light on, no decorations. just sitting there between other houses that were covered in fake cobwebs and plastic skeletons. "Let's skip this one," Jake said. "Looks lame." We moved to the next street. There it was again. Same blue house, same white trim, same porch light. "Okay, that's weird," Emma said. "Did we walk in a circle?" We checked our phones. GPS showed us 6 blocks from where we started, moving in a straight line, not circling. But there was the blue house, right ahead. We turned down a different street, and there it was. Always the next house, always right in front of us no matter which direction we walked. "Maybe it's just a lot of blue houses in this neighborhood," Jake offered, but his voice cracked. He didn't believe it. We started walking faster. The streets were getting quieter. Fewer houses, fewer porch lights. We'd been in a neighborhood packed with trick-or-treaters 20 minutes ago. Now, we hadn't seen another person in 5 minutes. "Where is everyone?" Emma whispered. The street ahead had 12 houses when we turned onto it. We walked past 3, looked back, 9 houses behind us. But when we looked ahead, 6 houses left. They were disappearing, not going dark, actually disappearing, like they never existed, just empty lots with grass. "We need to leave," I said. "Now!" We ran. Every street we turned down had fewer houses than the last. 10 houses, then 6, then 3, and always, the blue house was still there, waiting, the only house that never disappeared. Emma stopped running. "Look!" The street ahead had 1 house. The blue house, that was it. Everything else was empty lots, dark grass stretching into darkness. "We have to knock," Jake said. "It's the only house left." "No." Emma backed away. "No way, we go home." We turned around. The street behind us was empty, just grass and darkness. No houses, no streetlights, no cars. Like the entire neighborhood had been erased except for 1 blue house. The porch light flickered, the front door swung open. Nobody there. Just dark interior and the smell of something sweet. Too sweet. Rotting sweet. "Our bags," Jake said. "They're inside." He was right. I could see them on a table just inside the door. Our pillowcases, same ones we'd been carrying. But we were still holding our bags. Our full bags. Jake walked towards the door. Emma grabbed his arm. "Don't." "I want to see," he said. He sounded different, flat, like he was reading from a script. He walked inside, disappeared into the darkness. Emma and I stood frozen on the sidewalk. He came back out 30 seconds later, holding his pillowcase, one from inside. He opened it, pulled something out. Polaroid photos, dozens of them. "They're us," he said. He showed me one. Me in a vampire costume. But wrong. The photo was faded, old, like it had been taken decades ago. I looked the same age, but the photo quality was from the 1970s. Another photo, Emma, princess costume, but the photo was from the 1950s, black and white, aged. She was standing in front of the same blue house. "Check the dates on the back," Jake said. I flipped one over, written in shaky handwriting, October 31st, 1973. I was born in 2011. Emma grabbed photos from Jake's bag, flipped through them. "These are all of us, different years, different costumes, but it's us." She held one up, me in a cowboy costume. The photo said 1985. Another, Jake in a ghost costume, 1962. Some photos were future dated. Emma in a costume I didn't recognise, October the 31st, 2031. Jake in what looked like a spacesuit costume, October the 31st, 2057. The last photo in my bag stopped my heart. all three of us, standing in front of the blue house, older, adults, maybe in our 40s. Same costumes we were wearing right now, dated October 31st, 2056. Behind us in the photo, the blue house door was open, and inside we could see children, dozens of children, different eras, different costumes, all staring out at the camera with expressions that weren't quite right. Eyes too wide, mouths too open. "We need to leave," Emma said, but she didn't move. None of us moved. We just stood there, staring at the photos of ourselves from years we hadn't lived yet, years we couldn't have lived. The porch light flickered again. From inside the house, I heard giggling, children giggling, dozens of voices, all different, all wrong. I looked up at the house. Every window was full of faces now, children pressing against the glass, all in costumes, all from different decades. Victorian dresses, 1920s get-ups, 1960s cowboy outfits, 2000s superhero costumes, all staring at us, all smiling. Emma grabbed my arm. "Look at this photo again, the one from 2056. I looked. At first I thought it was just us as adults, and now I saw it. We weren't standing in front of our house. We were in the window, behind the glass, with all the other children, pressing our faces against the glass, smiling. "We already went inside," Jake said. His voice was still flat. "These photos aren't the future, they're memories. We've been here before, every Halloween. We just don't remember." "That's insane," I said, but my voice sounded wrong, flat, like Jake's, like I was reading from a script. The door opened wider. The bags on the table were ours, were always ours, would always be ours. I took a step towards the house, then another. Emma and Jake walked beside me. We didn't decide to walk, we just did. Like we'd done this before, like we'd do it again. The children in the window watched us approach. Some of them looked familiar. I thought I saw myself in one window, younger, maybe 8 years old, wearing a costume I remembered having when I was 8. He waved at me. I waved back. We stepped through the door. The smell of rot sweet hit harder. The bags on the table were already open, already full of photos. Photos of us leaving the house, photos of us forgetting, photos of us returning next year, and the year after, and the year after that, forever. The door closed behind us, the lock clicked, the children in the window started giggling again, and I realised I couldn't remember my name, couldn't remember where I lived, couldn't remember anything except this house, this blue house that's always next. Emma picked up her bag, Jake picked up his, I picked up mine. We turned towards the windows, pressed our face against the glass and smiled, and waited for next Halloween, when we'd forget again, when we'll see the blue house, when we'd come back. We always come back.